Keeping your Honda generator running for a long time is as simple as just doing basic maintenance. And today, I'm going to show you how on Johnny's Weekends. Okay, we're going to get started with the tools we need: a big flathead screwdriver, a 3/8 ratchet with a 3/8 long extension, a 5/8 spark plug socket, and the spark plug that we're going to use is an NGK CR5HSB or whatever crosses over, along with a gap tool, and your oil and a funnel to put it in and fill it back up. Alright, we'll start off by running the generator for about 3 to 5 minutes. This will help thin the oil to make it drain out easier. It's pretty cold where I'm at, so that's why I'm doing this, but it happens to be warmer where you are, 80-90 degrees or so. You could probably go ahead and skip this step. Alright, we're going to start off with a spark plug. We're going to take that little hatch off right there and get our socket and extension. Pop off the spark plug boot. And go ahead and pop out the spark plug and take a look and see if it needs to be replaced. Alright, so upon inspection, the spark plug actually is dirtier than what it shows you in the video, but if you look at the porcelain tip, the old one is rather dirty, and so not a bad time to replace it. Okay, so we'll end up using our gap tool, which this is a step that a lot of people will forget. The spark plugs do come pre-gapped, but a lot of times they can get messed up, so it's not a bad idea to check them. So we're going to do our spark plug gap at 25 to 28 thousandths. I'll probably stop right about 26, and then we'll go ahead and put that in. Your gap tool will do millimeters on one side and thousandths on the other, so make sure you look at which side you're going to use. And now we'll reinstall the spark plug. Sometimes by turning it left, which is your lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, you can kind of help seat those threads real quick by going backwards and then forwards to put it back in. And then we'll just tighten it down pretty snug. You don't have to over tighten it, you're just getting that crush washer down, and then basically another quarter turn. Alright, spark plug's done. Okay, while we're here, we're going to check out the fuel filter real quick. This is basically just like a fuel screen, but a lot of times people don't check this, so it's not a bad idea to pull this thing out real quick, check for larger pieces of debris. If it needs to be cleaned out, go ahead and take that out, rinse it with an appropriate parts cleaner, and then just go ahead and reinstall that. Alright, now we'll get on to our air filter and the oil change. We'll take our big flathead screwdriver, take off the one nut. Kind of nice to access the side panel with only taking off one bolt. And then that big black box there, that's where our air filter lives. And we'll pop this guy out and take a look. Alright, this particular model has two air filters. As kind of a pre-filter, there's a bigger foam one, and then the finer air filter, which is, if you look at it, it's actually pretty clean, very good shape. It's got a slight light coating of oil on it, so for the most part, this thing's in great condition. We're just going to go ahead and reinstall that and use it for another 100 hours. For the most part, this customer keeps his generator in pretty good condition, runs it in a clean area, so might as well just keep going with that and wait till the next service to see what it looks like. Alright, so have a rag ready when we pull out this dipstick, because they do tend to leak just a little bit if it's over full. And we'll go ahead and pull out the dipstick and take a look. As you can see, that it's right up on the halfway on the dipstick, which is full for this model. Go ahead and clean this up a little bit. Alright, so this funnel tends to work pretty well. You can just kind of give it a little squeeze and it'll pop in there and just kind of hold in place. So when you tip your generator, you can just tip it right in, the funnel will stay in place for you. Kind of helps from preventing a mess. So take a look at the oil. As you can see, it is pretty dirty, so it's definitely due to be changed. Get that all drained out. Then we'll see how much actually came out of it as well. I kind of like to measure it. It's not a bad idea to see what came out, to see if the generator is maybe burning oil or losing oil. This one takes almost 400 cc's to basically do your oil change. As you can see, that's pretty dirty. Alright, add our new oil into the bucket, up to a little tape line that I like to use. It just kind of shows you how much I'm pouring back into the generator. And then a nice little tip is to just kind of lean the generator back by placing a little box. The rag works fine, a little block will do, but it just kind of helps the oil drain into the machine a little bit easier, a little bit quicker. All right, drop in all that oil, let that drain for a second, then we'll take a look at our oil level and see where we are. All right, have our rag handy just in case some oil comes out. We'll take a look at the oil level. Most of the time I find it's easier just to look at the oil level on the threads of the machine. Not really the dipstick so much. I mean, it helps, but if you take a look, your oil level right there on that little sticker will show you that if the oil is up pretty much all the way to the end of the threads or more than halfway, that's it. That's all you have to do. So I find it easier just to look at the actual threads of the machine versus the dipstick. All right, give it a quick little cleanup there. Also, not a bad time to take a look around at the generator, check for lines that might be loose or something that's leaking. Check your choke, make sure that's still functioning nice and tight. All right, and we'll go ahead and finish buttoning up this side panel here. And if you guys like what you saw, like, subscribe. If you have any comments you'd like to leave or questions, go ahead and leave those in the comments section below. And thanks for joining me on this video, and we'll see you guys next time.